What's up everyone, I'm Gooshy, and a trailer for the new game mode in Legends called Rivals just came out yesterday. In this video, we're going to be breaking down that trailer and going over a couple things that you might have missed so we can get more insight on this awesome looking new game mode. So with that, let's get started. To start things off, I'll quickly go over all the information that we got yesterday. On August 20th, when the single player Sony Island expansion comes out, there will be updates to Legends, specifically a rebalancing of the survival mode by shortening the session length and adding more challenge variants. Also, a lot of cosmetics that you earn through the story and a new game plus will be available in Legends. Then, 2 weeks later on September 3rd, Sucker Punch will be releasing their new game mode called Rivals. Rivals is a 2v2 PvE game mode where two different teams compete to complete waves of enemies. After defeating a foe, you'll be getting Magatama, which you could then use to purchase different items. Some of the examples they gave was shades to block your opponent's purchases, curses to drain health and have exploding bodies, Hwacha fire, and more. Once you've spent enough Magatama, you'll then unlock the final stand waves. If you complete this before the opposing team, then you win. Also, along with Rivals, there will be an increase to the max key level. The new max key level will be 120, and the way that you'll be getting to 120 is with the new gear mastery system. And so the way this works is that your current 110 level gear will now have the ability to bind mastery challenges to them, which will eventually unlock a second perk slot. They say as you activate mastery challenges, you can also unlock a new ability and a new technique for each class. Finally, after this comes out on September 3rd, we'll be getting new content each week for a whole month. So September 10th through October 1st, which is 4 weeks, we'll be getting additional Rivals maps, new survival maps inspired by Sony Island and Eo's Realm, and we'll be getting the Trials of Eo, which is a harder, difficult version of the raid, which fortunately is in smaller bite-sized chunks and offers online leaderboards. So all you other ghosts out there, I hope you guys are as excited as I am, because for 7 straight weeks, we'll be getting new content for Ghost of Tsushima. Alright, onto the trailer. So it starts off showing off a new map. I'm guessing this is going to be the Rivals map that we're going to be getting first. And straight off the bat, we have new skins. With the way these are colored, these actually look equivalent to the Cinder skins, with both a blue and a red variant. Luckily, we got a better shot of the Samurai skin in the PlayStation blog post right over here. With the Cinder skin, we got 3 different variants: Smoldering, Golden, and Spirit Cinders. So I'm hoping there's another color variant to this new skin, and I'm really hoping it's green. Alright, moving on. So once the game mode starts, if we take a look at the top UI, we have 2 different symbols, the sun and the lightning, similar to the ones in the raid, which I'm pretty sure represents the 2 different teams that are competing against each other. For the number on top, we see that 65 total Magatama are needed to complete a wave and unlock the final stand waves. As the samurai slashes, we see a new sword VFX. This is different than any of the others we've seen before, as it's the color of a rainbow. Next, as the samurai kills the enemies, we see that they drop this Magatama, which looks like the blue symbol depicted on the very top right of the screen, showing how many currently picked up. This is really important to note, because in my opinion, this might totally change the meta. In survival mode, Hunters and Ronin reign supreme. This is mostly due to their ranged AoE attacks. However, because in this game mode, you actually have to pick up Magatama, it's required that you have to be in close proximity of where the enemy died. So because the assassin and the samurai are close range fighters, this new game mode could actually benefit them. Again, another thing to note is that on the top, although we see the progress bar increasing, the count is still 0 out of 65. To make your Magatama count, it seems like you actually have to bank them by spending them buying curses or the Hwacha fire. An interesting question that hasn't been answered yet is how long each of these purchases last, and if there is no timer on it towards the end of the game, will we have to be dealing with a bunch of different curses all at once? Yo, that would be pretty crazy. Alright, next we see a random Magatama on this bridge, so there might be just some later on the map. As the samurai jumps down, they defeat this Oni brute, and now we notice that 4 Magatama drops. So depending on the difficulty of the enemy, they should drop more Magatama. Finally, the last thing I wanted to go over, which I'm actually super excited about, is on the bottom left we see a new ability. If we take a look at the symbol, we see that this is not an ability that the samurai has currently, so somehow within Legends, maybe just by leveling up or something, we'll be getting a new technique in the skill tree. Next, I want to go over the PlayStation blog post that also got released yesterday, because there's even more information that I wanted to break down. Alright, so in this first picture, we see this samurai purchasing the Elder Shade. This is one of the curses that you can purchase to mess up your enemy and bank your Magatama. The thing to note here is that there are two different variants. On the left we see a regular shade which costs 5 Magatama, and the Elder Shade which costs 15 Magatama. So there will be a trade-off where you have to make that decision if you want to hold on to your Magatama for the more expensive version, or risk going down and possibly losing it all. The next picture that's shown in the blog post again shows the samurai with the new armor set. However, in the charms tab, we have two different colored charms. These ones are colored red, which might indicate a new rarity, but more likely is just a variant as it's named Cursed right under the title utility charm. For some reason, this only has one property, which is Resolve Gain, but it has two perks. One is the Curse of Frailty, where you take an increased 20% additional melee damage, and the second seems more like a challenge called the Purification Ritual. Defeat foes with a melee while at full health. So I'm really not sure what this is used for. It could be some requirement to level up your gear to the new max key level. Maybe it's the requirement to unlock that new class ability and technique, or maybe a new challenge mode for the revamped raid. Alright, moving on to the next picture, we see a list of all the possible mastery challenges that you could reroll onto one of your current 110 key level gear. Don't worry guys, this doesn't cost honor, but it does cost 2,000 essence, which is kind of a lot. So get ready to grind for honor and essence now. One thing to note here, shout out to Epic Plays for pointing this out, is that if you look at the description on the Spirit Kunai, getting a kill with a kunai lowers all cooldowns on your character by now 10 seconds. So previously it was 15, so if you got those 2 kills, you'd immediately get your Spirit Kunai back, but now you'll have to wait at least 10 seconds. This is a huge nerf to the Spirit Kunai, and I'm wondering if they made balance changes to the Spirit Kunai, maybe even some of the other legendary weapons got tuned as well. Alright, moving on to the next picture, we actually get a description of one of these possible challenges called True Survivor, which simply says complete survival waves with this equip. You have to complete 25 waves, but it doesn't actually say a difficulty on this. So just going off this challenge description, these mastery challenges might be pretty quick to complete. One thing also mentioned in the PlayStation blog post is that Legends will now be a standalone version that you can purchase without the single player. Starting on September 3rd, it'll cost $20 on the PS4 or the PS5, but if you guys already have the game already, just like before, this will be a free update for all those who already have the game. And with that, that's everything I found out through all this new information that we got yesterday. If you guys found something that I did not mention, let me know in the comment section down below so we can spread all this information. As always, thank you guys for watching. Hope to catch you in the next one, and GG.